all within my hands. Whoa, whoa. Dude, and I was cleaning out my. I had oh, all within my. Dude, I could hear me singing. That was gross. I'm gonna get to the YouTubes on my other thing here.
Okay.
Oh, dang it! I was gonna post that thing about Bruce too. That was freaking awesome. Did
But
you
what?
watch Bruce Dickinson's TED Talk?
I did not.
He's cool, man. Yeah, it's all about like from rock star to businessman, and he was talking about like the future and shit. Dude, that's creepy. Freaking Pennywise.
The future is now. The past was just past. We passed it. When? Now. Just now. When will
All right, there we
then
go.
now?
Now I can see what I'm doing. All right.
Okay.
La la la. Yeah, he talks about just from rock star to businessman, talking about like the future and like sometimes things shake you up and you just gotta like do it, make shit happen. It was good.
I get you. I get you.
I'm
Anyway,
smell I'm smelling what you're cooking.
you should smell what I had for dinner.
Potatoes. You had a lot of potatoes.
Yeah, you saw that.
Dude,
Yeah, pork chops,
ah, yum.
seasoned boneless pork chops, green beans and onions, loaded mashed potatoes. It was
Nice.
delicious.
I have like literally 1 month. I got like 4 weeks to drop 9 pounds so I don't lose my money. So I am on a strict freaking like no carb. Like today I had like just bacon. I had bacon, cheese, ham.
Yeah, that's that's a lot in 4 weeks.
Yes.
Do some fasting.
I might have to. Well, dude, a buddy of mine was telling me that I do some sort of water thing. Like I drink like a gallon of water for like a few days straight, and then like you stop, and then all of a sudden your body like gets rid of all the water or something. I don't know. There's something where you can drop a bunch of water weight if you need to. I was thinking of just going running in like a rubber suit.
And a big rubber.
That's right.
That'd be fun.
Oh, I need more cowbell. Hey, man.
Hey, what's up, John?
All right. Thanks for joining, man.
Yeah,
Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Do we have
I'm
guidelines?
gonna cross that out.
Dude, I'm gonna try to get that on
Privacy.
there.
Privacy.
Feel one. Dude, you gotta get me when you think
Credit?
about it, give me some positive songs. Some inspiring, motivational songs.
Hmm.
Like if there's something in your like this song really gets you pumped up, gives you the juice.
I know a song that used to cheer me up when I was feeling a little down, and that is Zugabi by Propane.
Ooh, dude, I'm gonna write that down.
Lyrics aren't really your style. It's about like puking all over the place from drinking and drugs and shit. But
And that cheered you up?
it's just catchy as hell.
Okay, yeah. No, that's I get it.
Oh, and if you want another party song, the last song on Black River's Flow by Lazarus AD. I think it's the album. Let me check here. Let me check. Lazarus Gaga. Let's say Black River's Flow. Yeah, up on stage. It's called. It's a bonus track on Black River's Flow by Lazarus AD. It's just kind of talking about the touring life, partying on the road,
Cool.
kind of upbeat.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that we missed because we were out a couple weeks.
Yep.
Like we never talked about Fear Factory. We never talked about Halloween. We never talked about, I don't know. I mean, I've added like a dozen albums to my playlist, and I'm like,
Yeah, I've got more new thrash bands than I know what to do with.
and I, in silly me, I joined like another one on frickin' Facebook.
You're so silly, Chris.
I know. Okay. We'll go another couple minutes before we get rolling. Rolling.
Yeah.
Let me shut this door here.
Shut the front door. Gotta get my pen, my fidget pen.
Dude, you watched the Blue Origin space flight today?
No, but I did see a big cock rocket in the sky. Is that it?
That's what it was. Yeah.
I saw some footage. Yes, that was interesting.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the nerd in me, it's, privatized commercial space travel. I mean, it's technology we're going to use,
Yeah.
because it takes, so freaking long and so much money for, the government and NASA to do anything.
So we create billionaires to do it for them.
Right. Yeah, he went 9 miles further than Richard Branson. Richard Branson just went like right, not even to space really.
The cusp.
Yeah. I think it's just cool, the booster detaches and freaking lands by itself, like upright.
Yeah.
Like what? You know what? Those computers, they can do anything.
Except turn themselves on.
Oh,
A separate computer can do it for them.
lights out management, my friend.
Hoo-hoo.
Careful. That's when Skynet takes control.
Skynads. That's what Bezos' rocket should have been.
All right.
I just became self-aware.
Dude, that iRobot, that was a good one. Will Smith. Remember that one?
I've not seen that.
Oh, it's so good, dude. Yeah.
I heard it was a buddy film, iRobot.
Yes.
Brobot.
Robot?
Yep. Robotics.
Dude, I watched a documentary last night. There's a series on Netflix called Explained. And they explain all sorts of things, right? They'll explain like animal intelligence, or they'll explain whatever. And this one was, they explained like the next great pandemic, but this was recorded in like 2018, right? And it was crazy because they talked all about like the bubonic plague, the pneumonic plague, and how everything spread. And they talked about SARS and bird flu and swine flu and all this stuff, and how we were getting ready for when this happens again. You know, it was just surreal, right? You're watching, you're like, dude, we
And that
were.
and that doctor said, "Knock on wood," and then boom.
Yeah, dude, it's bumming me out, man. Like, mask mandates coming back, freaking things closing. I don't know. And I got a story here talking about some concert stuff.
Yep. It's like we
All
could see
right.
the light at the end of the tunnel, and then someone took a shit in the tunnel.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's a yeah, I don't know. I don't I
Fudge.
don't I don't want this show to get political, so I'm not gonna. All I know is I want live music to come back, and I want it to be well, we're gonna talk a little bit about it on some of the shows that did come back,
Mhm.
which was crazy. So, dude, I think we're gonna get rolling. Any
Sounds
other
like a plan.
anything you want to cover before we jump in?
Just my Skynads.
Skynads,
Cover my Skynads.
cock rocket in the sky. All
You,
right.
you've heard of Lucy in the Sky.
Let's go ahead and get rolling. Welcome to episode 56 of the Thrash Report. This is for July 20th, 2021. This is your weekly music commentary podcast where we discuss all things metal and heavy music. My name is Chris, and joining me, my co-host, Jim Osborne. Jim, what's going on?
Well, we've been away for a few weeks, and it feels like so long that I think Tool has released another album.
Yeah, we want to again thank everyone for hanging out and being patient.
Yeah.
I know we took a little bit of a hiatus there. We just,
Hyenas.
you know, life, because life. Um,
Yep.
we were busy working on some other things, working with stuff, family stuff.
Yep. My son had a lot of baseball games, and they just finished their regional tournament yesterday. And congratulations to the juniors. They are the regional champs, moving on to state.
Nice.
So
It's awesome.
get a few days break and then start it all over. Hopefully they'll do as well then. But fun group of kids, fun to watch, good players.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, when my kids were younger, they were my son was in soccer, and dude, it was just so much fun going to see him play all the time. It was, and I wasn't one of those goofy parents on the side that like totally get like they're way too into it, and I'm just like,
Yep.
dude, they're kids, chill out. Like what?
And it's a game.
And it's a game, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been crazy here, man. We've had record breaking temps. It's been like freaking 90, hot as F.
Yep.
Like kind of everywhere, man. I know I was talking with somebody that I work with that lives over on the West Coast up near like Portland, and it was brutal. And I don't, I guess growing up in the Midwest, like we always had air conditioning. Well, I shouldn't say always. When I was a kid, we didn't, but
Yep.
now it's just such a common thing. And like to hear somebody say now that they don't have it, it's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah. And I hope with all the fires and shit too.
Oh,
We're going out to Washington State in about 3 weeks.
oh yeah.
And I was out there last September to the same place when the fires were going. So it was all
Easy.
smoky and couldn't see shit. So hopefully it is better, not just for my vacation, but for everybody out there. That sucks. So I hope
Yeah,
everyone's staying safe near there and that they get under control soon.
absolutely. I know that when the kids and I went to Yellowstone, we went to one of these lookout, like it was really, really high up, and you went up there and you could look through the like binoculars, the viewers and stuff, and
Yep.
there was a bunch of stuff we couldn't see because of the fires. There was fires happening then,
Yeah.
and the haze was just too thick. You couldn't see through it. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Um, Well, again, we want to thank everyone for hanging out. We got a fun show. We're going to do a handful of headlines, and then we have new releases. We go back in time with back in the day. We also have a brand new part of our brand new segment. What are we calling it again, Jim?
Today in the day.
Today in the day. Yeah,
Day in the day.
today in the day, where we talk about something that's relatively new when it comes to thrash. So it's going to be really fun.
Mhm.
So let's go ahead and first look at Jim. We have a couple things that you want to talk about in the headlines.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot of big headlines or anything, but we've mentioned Jake Schultz and Agony Reigns, a
Mhm.
local Twin Cities thrash band before, and he announced, I think last week or maybe the week before, that he's still in Agony Reigns, but he has also joined another Minneapolis area band called the Motion Mosaic. They're like a progressive metal, and for what I've heard of them and seen and heard from Jake, I think that's a pretty cool fit. So I think everybody involved and close to Jake is pretty excited for that. So I know they just played a show this last weekend, so it'd be cool to catch them. So congratulations, Jake.
Awesome. Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then another story about these guys here, if you're watching, Extinction AD.
Yeah.
We've mentioned them a bunch, and they have a new podcast. It's a video podcast on YouTube called "It's Go Time, You Asshole," where
I love
it's
it.
yeah, it's the guys, and then they have a host, like one of their buddies or something, and he asks them questions. And each episode they feature another energy drink, or every week they feature an energy drink, and then just kind of talk shit. And last week's episode started off not with a bang, but with the rain, if you're into energy joke humor.
Hmm.
And they talked about that and then jumped right into the first question: Hetfield or Dimebag? You
What?
choose. Yeah, that was quite mean. So I still don't know. Tough question. That could be a whole episode.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a tough one, huh?
Yeah. So they have 3 episodes out now. They're only about 10 or 15 minutes long. So if you got time to waste on laughter, go check out It's Go Time, You Asshole on Extinction AD's YouTube page.
Cool. Absolutely. Um, do you know? I wonder, energy drinks. Do they? I wonder if I can. Does coffee fall into that? Because I'm digging this new the canned Starbucks triple espresso vanilla zero sugar. Oh my gosh, it's good, dude.
I would say that falls under.
And it jacks you up. Yeah. And actually, I've been doing so. I love the white monsters, and I love. I've had a few of the new Bang. Do you ever have the Bang energy drinks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
All the time.
a couple of those flavors are pretty badassery.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
um, cool,
Tasty.
tasty, dude. So I'm gonna jump into some. It's kind of tangential Metallica news, but it's their nonprofit, the All Within My Hands Foundation, and it's really kind of cool. So the All Within My Hands Foundation, and they partner with the American Association of Community Colleges, or the AACC. They finalized their selection for the third year of their Metallica Scholars Initiative. And so they have a selection process that gets conducted, and they have 9 new schools that are going to receive $100,000 to transform the future of students in their communities. So this work is highlighted kind of at a global level by leveraging influence from Metallica, who they continue to speak out about the dignity and the professional and of professional trades, and the community colleges and vocational schools that prepare students for the workforce. And to date, their foundation has provided over $4 million in grants to career and technical education programs for these students. So it's pretty cool. And James
Sure.
Hetfield, he's went on to say, as a touring entity, as the band, they are direct, they're in direct involvement with many of these essential career choices, right? From, electricians to
Mhm.
professional drivers to culinary to mechanical maintenance, HVAC, public safety, logistical organizers. I mean, all of those trades. And so that really just scratches the surface. He says, James goes on to say, along with the multiple of other technical careers that make touring and our performances possible, we are passionate and grateful to have these trades and tradespeople. So it's really great that the Metallica All Within My Hands Foundation is really giving back to really help these people, help these students get education and go into the trades.
Yeah, and I was reading about how they select the schools, and that's pretty cool. And they just, whoever gets the shortest straw.
Oh, snap. Dude, that was good.
Metallica dad joke.
That was great. Um, and yeah, so they selected 9 new schools, and we got schools in West goddamn Virginia, and we got Oregon,
Close.
Nebraska, Iowa.
By God, Virginia, man.
Sorry,
Tommy's in here. He'll let you know.
sorry, I screwed that up. Um, then we have yeah, a couple in California, Arizona, and Alabama as well. So again, shout out to all the schools, and thanks for all the good work that the All Within My Hands Foundation does.
Very cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Are you a Disturbed fan? I can't remember if you and I ever talked about that.
I've never really gone out of the way to become a fan, but when I hear them, I enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like it's not super heavy. It's more that you know radio metal, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
There's a handful of tracks that I really really dig. I know that I was more into them in their earlier releases. I can't really say any recent release, but I know I saw them a handful of times. They're one of the bands my ex-wife was like really big into them, and like the game. Oh my gosh, the game is a freaking amazing song. I love it. But anyway, so interestingly enough, so their mascot, which is funny, their mascot is called the Guy, but they now Disturbed actually partnered with Insidium uh, and I'm sorry, Incendium. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, and Heavy Metal Entertainment for the launch of Disturbed Dark Messiah. This is their 5-part comic book series, um, and the Guy makes his comic book debut. It's pretty awesome.
Cool.
But then also it also includes the release of their action figure as well. So this is a first print edition. Each issue will be released as a prestige format, limited edition, collectible comic book, with cardstock, foil, foil stamped, glossy stuff. It's pretty badass. Um, and then they also are going to have their action figure of the Guy, and it says that this is going to keep on going. It's going to go outside of just comic books and action figures. They're going to have wearables and this whole brand. It's a marketing thing, right?
Yep.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. They have you can pre-order the comic books now, and dude, it looks pretty awesome. So if you are a comic fan, I'm trying to think of my buddy Andy. I think Andy was on the show, Albums with Andy. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure he's a Disturbed fan, and he's a comic book nerd. Dude, I bet you he's all over this stuff. So yeah, if you're into comics and Disturbed, go check out Disturbed Dark Messiah. The first of their 5-part comic book series is available for pre-order.
Never got into comics, but I think I might pick up that Anthrax
Yeah,
Among the
dude,
Living one. That looks pretty cool.
that graphic novel looks pretty badass, and I like how they got all these different guests to then do a story based on each song. So yeah, dude, I gotta get it. I will. I kind of kick myself for not pre-ordering it. I should have. But um, so the interesting thing. So we don't really talk about album sales too much anymore, and for the most part, usually rock and metal aren't really. They're not necessarily these days kind of at the top of those lists. But believe it or not, um, pure album sales in 2021 so far, rock and metal has dominated the pure record sale numbers. So halfway through the year, they have the album sales charts in the U.S. reported by Chart Data. The 9 spots of the top 10 are rock and metal groups.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And again, leading the pack, Metallica, AC/DC, The Foo.
Is that the Foo Fighters?
The Foo Fighters, yeah. And it's interesting though, because if you look at, now this is reported by Loudwire, and while pure album sales were dominated by these rock and metal acts, if you look at the Billboard 200 in streaming, rock and metal aren't even in the top 50.
Yes.
So that is flooded with freaking K-pop and all this other stuff that I don't even know what it is. But yeah. So, but that's cool, man. It makes
sure.
me happy when you can say, hey, man, rock and metal. I mean, people say rock is dead. Obviously, it's not, right? And we have more data to prove that coming up here.
We never die.
We never die, dude.
We're happy.
Are we shiny, happy people?
You bet your ass.
Dude, let's go ahead and jump into some new releases.
Things that have just recently been released.
Yeah, dude. And this next one, dude, what do we know about this next one, Jim?
Trivium. Was it last Friday?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. They released a song. I'm assuming it's off of a new album or something that's coming. I'm not sure if it's just a single that they're not going to put on anything, but In the Court of the Dragon.
That it kind of came out of nowhere. Like we didn't even know it was coming, right? Like it just kind of popped up, and it was kind of both a video and single.
Yep, there's like a mini movie that you can check out on YouTube and a bunch of other places too, but it's a great song. It's I've seen a lot of reviews, people saying it's probably their best song ever.
I've listened to it. I wouldn't say that, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's their best one either, but yeah, definitely a great track. And it's listening to it, I wasn't trying to think too hard about it, but what kept coming into my mind, it was like old Trivium meet new Trivium. And it's like got elements of their old stuff and the new stuff. And it's a beautiful child.
Dude, did you see Heffy? He like shaved his head. He's like bald as a baby's bottom.
Almost. He's got like 1/8 of an inch on there, I think. He didn't go like I do. But yeah, he posted a picture of as a martial artist, I think. It said, should I go for this look? And then next day he looked like that. So yeah. Bald is beautiful. Go for it, Matt.
Yeah. Dude, did you ever talk about like one day he posted like from his like looking at his back, and he's like doing like a full freaking body tattoo.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much all covered except for his neck and head. Yeah, it's like some traditional Japanese art.
Yep.
Very cool.
Dude, have you ever heard of the author Sarah Knight? She's written a few different books.
I don't think so.
She's got a couple books, and one of the books is like Calm the Fuck Down. It's about controlling anxiety and shit, right?
Yep.
And then there's one about like what's it called? The subtle art of not giving a fuck or something. Anyway, these books are great, but the one that I just finished was like You Be You. Mm-hmm. And so from now on, whenever like, again, something like that, right? Like he's doing this full body tattoo stuff. I'm like, dude, just be you, man. That's what you want to do. Like, it's just, It's freaking awesome. Just be you, man.
Yeah. That's like what happened to me a couple of years ago when I came out of that however long funk I was in, where like, kind of came out of that depression I was in, my head cleared up. And that's when I really started being me. Like I was wearing metal shirts all the time. I went forever without wearing them and not really sure why. And then now it's like I came out of that, and then my insides became reflected on my outside. So I was just like unapologetically me. Like, all right, here I am.
Yep.
I listen to metal, so
Right on.
I'm going to show you without you asking, I guess.
That's
Whatever.
awesome.
But
No,
yeah,
very cool. Um, hey, the next one that we're going to talk about is one that okay, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted. I'm gonna get deep here, folks. No, Iron Maiden, right? One of my favorite bands of all time. They announced Senjutsu. Senjutsu. It loosely is translated as tactics and strategy. And this album is it's going to be huge. So the entire thing is like 82 minutes. So it's a double album again, just like Book of Souls. And
cool.
they dropped the new single last week, and the single, "The Writing on the Wall," um, it I found myself humming it afterwards, right? Good thing, but it just didn't have the kick in the face, the power, the I mean, I don't know, I was just it seemed a little boring at first, and it hurts me a little bit inside to say that an Iron Maiden song was boring, but it was a little bit boring. But again, the riff's catchy. It sticks in your head. Kind of sounds like a westerny kind of thing if you listen to it. It
Sure.
does remind me a little bit, for some reason in my head, reminds me of the song "Mother Russia" from like No Prayer for the Dying. Um, but yeah, I'm super excited about this just because I'm a huge Maiden fan. The interesting thing too, though, you look at the track listing, dude. All these are just these epic tales: 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. Like it's crazy. Like they don't have like you know these whatever happened to the 4 minute song, right?
Yep.
um, but yeah, this is I'm pretty stoked. Looking forward to it. You can pre-order it uh, tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow you can pre-order all the stuff tomorrow, and it will be out um, September something. Can't remember. I didn't have it in my notes. But anyway, so I don't know. Did you get a chance to listen to it? What are your thoughts?
I have not heard it yet. He sent me the album cover and asked what I thought of that, and it's badass.
Dude, one of the best ones in recent memory. Yeah, I'm super stoked. This album cover looks freaking badass. It's like he's like Japanese, like samurai, like
Mhm.
metal. Like it's freaking awesome. It's cool. Um, yeah, so I'm pretty stoked. The video for the writing on the wall is really really fun. Like I like it. There's like they go through all the different eddies in this video, and it tells the story about the writing on the wall. And it's you know it talks about this story from the Bible and stuff. I'm not really I'm not a religious dude, so I don't really know. I this really That's how I learn all of my biblical stuff is through metal tunes.
Yeah, I got a lot of my history of growing up from DuckTales.
That's right. Um, yeah, so Iron Maiden. I know I'm pretty stoked, and yeah. What the crazy thing too is that it was actually recorded in 2019. Believe it or not,
I
they
will choose
actually
to believe it.
yeah they did that 2019 when they had a break during the Legacy of the Beast tour. So yeah, I mean they recorded a long time ago, and Steve Harris was saying that it was actually an interesting process because they went to the same studios where they did Book of Souls, and it's like they were very like they would come up with it, work on it, record it, done. He said it was a very relaxed atmosphere. They just jammed through it really really quick, and yeah, so they said that it was a really easy process this time around. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see September 3rd. It comes out. This is their 17th studio album. Whoop,
Nice.
whoop, whoop. All right. What else we got, man? What's next?
Space Chaser. Give us
Oh,
life.
dude. So we highlighted Space Chaser several episodes ago when they had their first single out,
Mhm.
a single out off of their newest release. The newest release came out last week, the full length album, and all 10 tracks, dude. It's killer. It's freaking
Yeah.
just, it's brutal. They're really, really good. They have um, like I know that like the next one of the songs that sticks out to me is Juggernaut. It's really good. It's like heavy, but yeah, I mean the riffs are super thrashy. I've listened to it all weekend long. So, Space Chaser, the album "Give Us Life" is out now, dude. Go check it out wherever you get your music.
Bangs, it bangs.
It bangs. It's hard, dude. We have some contacts. Friend and drummer Tom Croxton,
Yeah. Hex
and
Vortices drummer.
yeah, yep, exactly. Hex Fortescue's drummer. He also contributed to the band Thor, which we have talked about in the past,
Hmm.
and we heard some uh, some nuggets that something new is coming down the road, and sure enough, boom, the album dropped. So this album called Alliance from Thor. He led the drum tracks on this 17 different tracks on this, and I've listened to it. It's fun. It's interesting. I mean, it's not, it's funny because there's some tracks, like for instance, the track we call out here, uh, "We Will Fight Forever."
Hmm.
It features Neil Turbin, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But it's like there's some parts of it that are thrashy, like double kick. It's heavy, but then some of it is like very rock opera ish, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like, I mean, they really are like telling stories on these songs. So it's fun. It's cool. I've listened to it. I think I really got to dig in. I think it'd be more fun on this to like sit down, listen to it while you're reading through all the lyrics.
Hmm.
So that's on my list of things to do.
Yep. And our friend Matt Hamilton also contributed as a guitarist. He's also in Hex Vortices. They were our guest at the last end of last year.
Yep.
So yeah, I've listened to very little of it. I need to check it out more.
We should check in with those guys. I wonder, do they have anything, the X Vortices guys?
Not that I've seen. Precipice, the EP came out at the end of last year,
Yep.
and which I listened to again the other day, and it's a banger. But the song "The Wake of Mistakes," holy shit, that is awesome. And I know I listened to it, and then I just jumped on Facebook and went to their page and just said how brilliant I think that song is. And then there's a thread that started after that, just like how inspired they were to make it, and how they all feel about that song, and like what they put into it, and it's just really cool. So do not forget about Hex Vortices.
Nice.
But I have not seen if they have any shows coming up or anything. But I will definitely be keeping an eye out
I
for
was
it.
gonna say, and speaking of shows, dude, let's talk about the concert calendar.
Nice segue.
Yeah, man. So the first thing we got to talk about, excuse me, the first thing we got to talk about is the metal tour of the year.
Yep. So yeah, it's was obviously supposed to be last year. It's the Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium, and In Flames. But the big news now is that In Flames, which I believe we're not able to get access to the country, can't make it, so they are being replaced with Hatebreed.
Yeah,
That's
it'll be
awesome.
good.
I've seen In Flames 3 times, I think, and Hatebreed 0. So I'm looking forward
Okay,
to that.
right on. I've seen Hatebreed one time. They opened for Five Finger Death Punch,
Okay.
and yeah, dude, throw down. It'll be a good show. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I was
And
supposed to see Hatebreed on, it was over, I think it was Tattoo the Earth in
oh
the year
yeah,
2000 or something. And they protested and didn't play because the clown from Slipknot took off on like one of the personnel's little golf cart that they drive around, took off on that and got himself in some trouble. So they were detaining him, and it pissed off Jamie Josta. So he said, "We ain't fucking playing."
really?
So that's why I missed Hatebreed, because it's
Oh
some
wow,
clown.
that's crazy.
So always be serious, kids. Never goof around, or you won't see Hatebreed.
Um, yeah, and the crazy
Just
thing
kidding.
about the metal tour of the year is that it's Cincinnati show is officially sold out, and they actually posted on social too that they have low ticket warnings in several cities, including Denver, Phoenix, Boston, Minneapolis, um, and What is that? Canada? What's Laval QC? What is that?
Quebec. Is that? Oh,
Quebec, Canada, I think.
David, you know?
um, so yeah, so low ticket warnings, man. If you want to see uh, Mega Dave and Hatebreed and Trivium, dude, it's gonna be fun. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get to see them all. Well, I don't know what Hatebreed, but I'll get to see three of those bands within three or twice within 3 days because I'm doing
You're
the
a
Not
groupie.
Fest.
You're a groupie, bro.
Yeah. It's a happy accident. We're going down to Not Fest in Des Moines. And then, see, is that on a, I forget the order, but one's on the 25th of September, the other one's on the 28th. So I'll see Megadeth, Trivium, Lamb of God twice in 3 days. Looking
That's
forward
awesome.
to that.
I've done that once for Maiden. I've seen him. I seen him here, and then I drove down to Milwaukee and saw
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Um, so we talked about this show with Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel.
Yeah. I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't remember if we brought this up last time or not, but the Bay Strikes Back tour.
The Bay Strikes Back again. They're coming back. Yeah, it's great. So we got our tickets to the show.
Yep. So a lot of our friends will be there, I see. And I did just see that we got refunded for our Testament show that was supposed to be last May of 2020, which was
Correct.
trying to remember. That was what? Testament, Black Dahlia Murder, Municipal Waste.
I don't even remember, dude. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and we have a couple shows to talk about that actually happened. You and I both got a chance to catch the Anthrax 40th anniversary live stream.
Oh yeah.
Wow, dude,
That was cool.
it was very cool. They said that they were going to be playing, close to 3 hours worth of music. They're going to have some surprises. Um,
Mhm.
and there was a couple surprises. One, some pretty deep tracks that I don't think I've ever seen live, which again wasn't really live, but it's as close as we can get now, right?
Yep.
Um, but yeah, what'd you think of the show, man?
It was awesome. Like you said, there's some deep tracks on there. I really enjoyed it. And then when they started playing Bring the Noise, and I didn't recognize the noise right away because I thought it was Joey talking. I'm like, oh, how are they going to do this? All of a sudden, boom, there's Chuck D.
Yeah,
Oh, that was awesome. I had goosebumps the entire song. Just,
yeah,
I mean, I've never seen him perform that before. I've seen Anthrax do it, and I've
yep,
heard the song a million times, but to see him, that was really cool.
yeah. It was really cool that they're able to do that, and the one thing I like, too, is just seeing how Joey is just having such a good fucking time. Like he's just
Yep.
one, he was spot on. I mean,
Oh
doing
man,
doing like those older tracks, doing like Lone Justice. Are you kidding me?
I was
What?
just gonna say that. Yeah,
Fuck, it sounded beautiful.
it sounded better than his recorded original version.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. I know, right?
Yeah,
But then,
he's not lost a bit.
and he's smiling, he's having fun, and then even like when Chuck D was out there, he's in the background, like singing like like rapping those parts when they all come in for like a couple words here or there. He
Yep.
was doing that in the background, like smiling and laughing the whole time. It was cool.
Yep.
So, and then it was cool just to see too, like the behind the scenes, which that's how you technically got closer to 3 hours of music, because they had a handful of tracks that weren't on the full live stream. So they actually had like Breathing Lightning. They
Okay.
had
Yeah, I didn't purchase that. I just got the show, so I didn't get the behind the scenes stuff.
yeah, behind the scenes there was like three other tracks that they didn't air, and then there was also yeah, it was cool. Them basically them just like walking around New York, telling basically Scott talking about when they first started out, like this is where this club was, this is where
Oh,
CBGB's was, and now it's a clothing store or something, right? Um, but yeah, it was cool for him to kind of go through that, where, and then it was crazy too, talking about they're outside of Madison Square Garden, and them talking about, or Scott talking about, the first time that they got to play, and how they were there so close. They would play this little club that was like connected to it, but they
Yep.
were never playing it until years later, right?
Hmm.
Clash of the Titans, and but yeah, it was the behind the scenes was pretty cool. Um, it was a great live stream, man. I mean, and it was different than, it seems like, now that we're a year into the live streams, like the first few live streams that I watched, it truly was like a live set where there was no cuts, there was no edits, like it was, live the entire time. And it was clear this time where it was, there was cuts, there were different days. I mean, they were wearing different clothes for some of the songs.
Yep.
So they yeah, but it was pretty badass. So live stream, I don't know how long it was available, if you can still go buy it today.
Yep. The 25th at midnight is when
Got
it's
it.
over.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you're an
And
Anthrax fan, dude,
yep.
go check it out.
I saw just before we started this tonight on Sunday, it must have been, they released another like 5.5 minute video on YouTube, just each member individually, like thanking people for checking out the show and just telling a quick little story. And then I don't know if it was Facebook or YouTube, but Scott Ian is releasing short little videos. He's going to play his favorite riff from
Yeah.
every album.
Yep.
Or yeah. So he's going to go through each album first to last and just play his favorite riff. So he did his first one a couple days ago, and that was Death Rider, which,
Yep.
yeah, that's,
Yeah, I
I
know,
love
right?
that riff. Yeah.
And then he was teasing us about spreading the disease. He's like, is it this one? Is it this one? Maybe it's this one.
Yeah.
uh,
Mine's
yeah.
AAR.
Well, and one thing too that that was just kind of cool too is that during the live stream, they would take breaks in between too, and then have all of these other people, artists, industry people, just thanking them and congratulating them on 40 years. I mean, you know, LeJohn from Seven Dust, Jason Momoa from
Yeah,
from
that was cool.
um, from Sea and Aquaman, which he was all like weird. He had like vampire teeth and shit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, all these just really cool people, and hearing how much that Anthrax, you know, meant to them.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So um, even hearing people like, wait a minute, you've been 40 years in the same band? Are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah. Faith No More guy. What's his name? Mike
yeah,
Patton said that one. Yeah.
I know, right? That's awesome. Cool. So
Yeah.
live
We can
stream.
move on from Anthrax, as we could talk with them forever. They are our official, unofficial Thrash Report band.
That's right. That's right. Um, and then you and I got to see a show.
Together in person.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's
It was
awesome.
a week ago Saturday. Our couple episodes, our last guest was Brycon, Robert Carlson, and Brian Owens from Krog.
That's right. I forgot about Bracon.
Brycon. So yeah, we got to see Krog a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome. And like I shared on Facebook, I was just sitting there, eating a pizza, and then all of a sudden they go into their sound check. The drums start going, and they start playing a little guitar, and like, I don't know, I just got so excited. I mean, it was just a sound check. I'm like, that shit's live.
Yeah,
So,
it was, you know, it was a little surreal, right? It was
mhm.
the first time in 18 months that I was seeing a live band, and it was super cool to see you in person again, to see the band in person, got to hang out with them a little bit, and
Yep.
then see live music that also live music that, I mean, yeah, just crushed, just
Yep.
freaking melted my face, right? It was heavy.
Yeah,
Um,
and got to meet one of our listeners too. So you had walked away to get a drink or something, and a guy came up to me and introduced himself. Mike. Never got your last name, Mike, but thanks for introducing yourself. And it was cool to meet you. And thanks for listening.
Thanks, Mike. That's awesome. I'm sorry I
Yeah.
missed you. Um, yeah, and it was crazy too, man. Like looking at and we, even like once they started playing too, because they even said, Krog said that, this was kind of the first show they were playing
Yep.
in over a year, right? So, and we, once they started playing, the singer, Brandon, I think, right? He was like, after a couple tracks, he was like, this is fun. Like,
Yep.
he misses doing this. And so yeah, big shout out to the guys there in Krog, and Tomorrow Brings New Blood.
Yep.
It was fun seeing you guys. And again, I look forward to more live shows, man.
For sure. And I saw another band last week because part of the reason we didn't record is one of my nights was taken up by another live show, which so happy to be there. It was at the Warehouse here in La Crosse, part of the indie music venue. I don't know, it was like a national indie venue thing. And so they had 4 shows last week, like I mentioned last time, I think. And I went to the Soulless Skin show. So it was cool. They had some food and specialty pops or sodas, depending where you live.
It's pop, bruh.
Yeah. But yeah, so I got to have some food and drink and then an interview with the band that was really cool. Learned some stuff I didn't know about them. And then they played and played well, and it was awesome. They are local lacrosse black metal, and they're kind of their main purpose is to be themselves, be their own band, have their own sound, and they're working on recording some stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
Soulless Skin. Maybe we'll get them on the show.
definitely. That'd be cool.
And oh, dude,
Yeah.
this next show that I want to talk about, I'm kind of excited. It is the Metallica 40th anniversary celebration. They're going to have 2 shows, 2 days, um, in San Francisco at the Chase. Is the Chase Arena, Chase Stadium? I don't know what you call it.
I don't
Something.
know, Chase. No, the
Anyway,
Chase place.
but it's create. So how they're doing it is they had like a window of time where if you are either a legacy member or all 5th members of Metallica, so part of their fan club, and again their 5th member, that's just the free fan club. Basically, you enter, right? So it's like a contest. You enter this raffle. You enter to win. What happens is if you're randomly chosen, they give you a code. And then with that code that gets emailed, that unique code can be used to then purchase tickets. And so the cool thing is that they have a bunch of ticket packages. So you can buy single or multi-day tickets, or you can buy multi-day with hotel packages as well, which literally they have a site called metallicatravel.com. Crazy, right? Anyway, so yeah, if you can get, so you can get with those packages, you can get like 2 or 3 nights hotel. You get premium tickets within the first 15 rows to see them live at those shows. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I did register to win, crossing my fingers. I think if I get it, I'll get an email tomorrow with my special code. And I will tell you that if I absolutely get the option to buy a ticket, I will. And because I think you get an option to buy, you can buy, they have like 2 ticket or 4 ticket packages. So I could buy multiple tickets. So again, Jim, you can come with if you are able. And dude, within the first 15 rows, seeing Metallica crush their 40th anniversary,
I would love to.
it'll be so much fun, dude. So yeah, go ahead and I don't know if those of you listening had a chance to register to get your code, and if you do, take me with you. So it'll be really fun.
Go ahead and die.
Oh, dude, that's Max and his kid, right? Go
Yes.
ahead and die.
Yep.
Another, and again, you guys, I don't care. You can judge me, whatever. So, I think one there is. Say what you will about Sebastian Bach, right? But he's actually a pretty metal dude, right? I mean, and the thing is, um, one, he just announced the 30th anniversary tour of uh,
Slave to
Skid
the
Row's
grind.
"Slave to the Grind," right? Which "Slave to the Grind" is a freaking awesome track off that album. But anyway, Sebastian Bach. Again, you know, I thought Skid Row was okay. I mean, I really wasn't a huge fan or anything, but
Mhm.
the crazy thing was that when Sebastian Bach left and was on his own, his third solo album, which again we're going to talk about here coming up, um, is heavier than shit. There's amazing tracks on it. And so anyway, Sebastian Bach going to be coming, just released the 30th anniversary tour. He's going to be here in November in Minneapolis, and I'll probably go. You
Cool.
know, um, again, he probably isn't going to play any of his solo stuff. I mean, it's all going to be, all going to be the Skid Row stuff. But
I would assume he's doing Slave to the Grind all back to front,
I don't know.
front to back.
Always wipe front to back, dude. Don't you get anyway?
Unless you want Skid Row Mark.
But yeah, so I'm a fan. I think he's got a powerful voice, and some of the stuff that he does is pretty heavy. So
Cool.
yeah, we're gonna check it out.
Yeah, I've never really gotten into them. I know one of my friends way back when that came out showed me. Is there a song called something Monkey on that? Monkey
Oh yes,
Monkey Business? Monkey Business.
Monkey Business. Yep.
Yeah. I remember that had a really cool like intro into the heaviness. So,
Dude, I remember learning how to play that. Yeah,
yeah.
dude, all the memories start coming back.
Nice.
So we had a little bit of I don't know what the word is, discouraging news maybe.
I'd say.
In the Netherlands, there was this 2-day music festival, and
That Michael Jackson's house?
not Neverland,
Netherland Ranch? Netherlands Ranch?
in the
That's not.
Netherlands. Um,
Oh, okay.
there's a 2-day music festival. They had approximately 20,000 attendees, but there was 1,000 COVID infections directly related to this event.
Yeah.
So that kind of bums me out. Now, the interesting thing, though, there may have been some other things that contributed to this. Even though this event had a vax on entry, you had to have a pass that said that you were vaccinated. Okay. But then they started looking into it and realized that officials were actually allowing people to get the pass immediately when they got their shot. So knowing that the shot takes 2 weeks to actually take effect, who dropped the ball? Like, what the hell?
Now I have to wonder if it was a Guns N' Roses concert because they never start on time, right?
Yeah, right.
So like 2 weeks from now, maybe.
So yeah,
That's messed up.
it is. So again, I hope that it was, I don't want to say an isolated incident, right? Hopefully we don't see we're gonna talk about this next show. So that kind of leads to the next one. The next one, this past weekend was Rockfest in Cadott, Wisconsin. This is one that we've talked about several times. This is one where
Yep.
I've gone to this event several years in the past. And this is one where they came back, and I will tell you, while the lineup was decent, it wasn't, in my opinion, wasn't some of the best, but they came back, and they came back hard. So for the first time in their history, they've been doing this since 1992. And for the first time in the history, they sold out all 7,000 campsites. And seeing the pictures on social, it was freaking, I mean, it had to have been sellout crowds, right? And this lineup this year, I mean, it had Body Count, Anthrax, Rob Zombie, Korn, Corey Taylor, Tommy Vext, All That Remains, Steel Panther. I mean, there were tons of band. I mean, Limp Bizkit, if you're into that. I think Snoop Dogg was there too. Wasn't he there?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
But yeah, and the crazy thing is that, so the concert wrapped up on Sunday, and they said, "Hey, everyone, 2022 VIP and reserved lawn chair, like reserved lawn seats are available now for 2022. You know, it took a day and they were sold out.
Nice.
All VIP tickets and reserved lawn seats are sold out. We haven't even announced the freaking lineup yet. Yeah, so really cool. So this is my thing is I just hope now we don't see some crazy influx of infections after, a couple weeks from now after Rockfest, right? But I
Right.
mean, there must have been, I don't know what capacity is there, but I mean, I bet you there was 50,000 people, 60,000 people. I mean, it's huge.
Mhm.
So anyway, kudos to the Rockfest peeps. Again, we know some of them that put on the show, and again, it's going to be I don't know. Maybe we'll see what comes around next time, next year. Maybe we'll go. It'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure. And then keeping it in Wisconsin, we talked about a few episodes ago that the 10th annual Pantera tribute, Dime Stock, over in Watertown, Wisconsin, I believe that'll be happening
Yep.
in August, end of August. So don't forget that they've had a lineup change, and I think they've added a bunch more bands. And like I said, it was sponsored by Carbon 4 Brewing, so you know there's going to be good beer. So check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Um, hey Jim,
Yes.
what time? What time is bedtime
Where?
at Neverland Ranch?
Oh, yeah, we were just talking about that. Neverland Ranch. So, what time is bedtime at Neverland Ranch?
Yeah.
When the big hand touches the small hand.
Dude, you know what? The other day,
That was our trivia, by the way, for the show.
yeah, actually, so the other day, literally, my buddy was like, "Dude, you are freaking delusional," and I was like, "I nearly fell off my unicorn." Dude,
Nice.
come on, that was a dad joke. That was pretty good.
I like it. I like it. I'll tell my
Um,
daughter.
that's right. All right, so now it's time for.
Back in the day.
All right, so we're gonna take a new look on a release from back in the day. Um, dude, let's talk
And
about Reload.
yeah, Metallica Reload. This is I think a mood kind of thing. Because I was
Okay.
sitting around one night, not really doing anything, and just listening to music and playing a game on my computer. And I wanted to check out some new thrash. So I put on some new thrash and just wasn't feeling it. So then, like, well, Metallica's always good. And I was just scrolling through the albums and I saw Reload and, like, I'll give it a shot. It's been a while because I know 6, 7, 8 months ago, I tried to listen to it and got a few songs in and just turned it off. I don't know, must, like I was saying, must be a mood thing. But this time, absolutely loved it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Every song, there's songs that even when it first came out that I'd listened to that I didn't really like, just
I got to be
sounded great.
honest. I got to be honest. I could not tell you one song that's on that album right now. So
Even if
I
I go
will do
through,
this week. I will go and check out Reload
mhm,
and see how it feels. Um,
yeah, but
totally.
yeah,
I think. Well, and so that goes into the one that I was going to mention too is
mhm,
going back to 2007, and that is Sebastian Bach's Angel Down album. And this one, it has some guests on it, obviously, his band, but it has um, some other a couple tracks where Axl Rose actually contributes and does some vocals on it as well.
cool.
Um, but also features that album features Metal Mike Chislak, or however you pronounce his last name, I don't know. But those of you that may know Metal Mike, he's kind of everywhere. Metal Mike has a bunch of solo stuff. He's done a lot of work with Rob Halford, done a lot of stuff at like band camps. He's done a lot of studio sessions, that type of thing. So Metal Mike is kind of what he's known as. I saw him live when Halford toured solo, and when he was on the Sebastian Bach album, I mean, there's a few tracks on there like American Metalhead or Negative Light they are heavy, and we'll throw them into this episode so you can check them out. Yeah, it was just a really good album, really good heavy album back from 2007.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one. Cool.
Um, and this one, okay, some controversy. Do you think if we go back to 1968, okay,
All right.
one of the first, now this has to be true because this was posted by the World Metal Congress. So I mean, if you follow, you should follow the World Metal Congress, everyone here, because the authoritative body that identifies all metal. I don't know. Anyway, the World Metal Congress has stated that the first ever metal song to hit the charts was by Iron Butterfly, Inagata de Vida. Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, do you classify that as metal? I mean, that was 1968. It was the first kind of, I mean, metal probably wasn't coined as a term then.
Right.
But it was really cool when Slayer covered it.
Yep.
So if you ever heard Inagata de Vida cover by Slayer, freaking awesome.
Yep. And I guess by today's standards, I wouldn't call it metal. I'd probably still keep it like classic rock, hard rock. But back when it came out, it was probably different
Yeah.
than a lot of the shit that was out. And I remember I used to listen to a podcast, The History of Metal, I think it was called.
Mm.
And they were talking about how, there's obviously the big four that we all know, but there was a big four before them, like the original, which, like Black Sabbath. And he said Deep Purple, Blue Cheer, and I don't remember the fourth, but even before Black Sabbath, I mean, they had to be influenced by somebody. So, I mean, not necessarily metal. I know they're huge Beatles fans, but so maybe a little bit from Iron Butterfly. But
Maybe.
yeah, I think at the time that would probably be classified as in the same vein as Sabbath, and
Yep.
I don't know if Zeppelin's in there or not, but
I think so. I think one time I was with my dad at one of his buddy's house, and his buddy knew that I was into metal, and he's like,
Mhm.
dude, you gotta hear that. And he takes out the vinyl of Inagata de Vida and puts
Yep.
it on. Didn't realize there was like a 13-minute long drum solo in the middle or some shit, right?
Yep.
But yeah, it was like he was just really excited to show me that this is like where it started, and I was like, okay, I dig it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Inagata de Vida, 1968, and again, we'll throw some Slayer cover in here because it was freaking awesome.
Yep. And no matter where it's classified, it's a killer song, the original.
Totally.
But I'm going to still stick with Black Sabbath on the album Black Sabbath.
There you
That's
go.
the first metal song.
Absolutely.
Just cut.
Did you see the meme going around? Jack Sabbath. It was Jack Black. And he had his face and all the Black Sabbath peeps.
I didn't see that one, but I made a meme a year or two ago of I think Jack Black Volume 4 or something. I don't know. I can find of it. Yeah, I put Jack Black on the album 4 cover.
That's awesome.
What I called it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump forward now to today in the day. This is where we talk about the new wave of thrash. What do we got cooking here, man?
It's a band I told you about when I saw you at Krog. Invicta is the name of the band. Halls of Extinction came out in May 2019. They're from Ontario, Canada, and the vocals are awesome. Just a really great growl. And a lot of the lead guitar work reminds me a little of Chase Becker from Ex Mortis and Warbringer at times. And The Rapture is a song. It is awesome. And it's 9 minutes long, and it's instrumental. I've always loved instrumentals, and I would highly recommend The Rapture. But, just go find the album, listen to it front to back. It's awesome.
Awesome. Very cool, man. Mm-hmm. And that's Invicta?
Invicta. Invicta.
I was wondering, I kind of forgot that you told me about it because it was in my recently added, and I was like, when did I add that?
Yeah, it's awesome. And then listening to Liquid Metal, Ian Christie's show, Bloody Roots. His most recent, well, his last week, his topic was bands that released their debut in the shitty year that was 2020. And the very first song he played was a band from Antwerp, Belgium. And they released the song, or an EP, January 31st of 2020. Band is called Schizophrenia, and the EP is called Voices. And I think there's 5 songs on or something, but each one of them rips. They're so good.
That's awesome. Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
Dude, do we ever talked about, do you like Annihilator?
I haven't given them a big listen.
Okay.
I've heard some of their stuff. Are they the ones that do Alice in Hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love that song.
Yeah, totally. I just, yeah, I got stuck in the, I got stuck in the YouTube spiral.
Yep.
I just started listening. It was like all these Annihilator tracks, but it just, they have a reoccurring theme talking about phantasmagoria. And so it just made me think of that with schizophrenia, but
cool.
Yeah, very cool, man. And I know that we missed a few weeks. I mean, we never got a chance to talk about things like the new Halloween that came out, the new Fear Factory that came out.
Mhm.
One thing I mentioned to the Fear Factory, it's awesome. I mean, I listened to it several times.
I agree.
And it's interesting because it has this, because there's like keys in it and stuff. And it has this like, almost like soundtrack feel, like this epic, like, it just sounds really good. I mean, I listen to it. A lot of times I'll listen to it when I'm out on my morning walk, cause I got to close my rings. So I was walking, and it just has this great epic feel where you can hear the keyboards and everything. And it's almost like it's kind of, a soundtrack to something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it reminds me of. Well, I haven't listened to a lot of Fear Factory after Digimortal, which was 90, 99 maybe.
Mhm.
And so I don't know if my statement's true or not. It is to me, since I've only heard up to Digimortal really, but it reminded me of kind of that era, kind of between the obsolete Digimortal, the stuff that I've heard, I've listened to it a couple times, but there's a lot of songs that play on Liquid Metal a lot, and no, I think it's cool. I've always been a fan of Burton, but it's going to be weird hearing someone not him
Yeah,
singing. So
absolutely. They haven't announced anything though, have they? Not yet.
nothing that I've heard.
Okay. And again, new Halloween. I'm a huge Halloween fan. I think the interesting thing about this new one is, again, the cool, the mix of like 3 different vocalists, right? I mean, they have Kai, they have Michael, and Andy Darris, kind of all mixing it up. Sometimes within the same track, and but it's good. I will say, it's one of those where it did take me a couple listens, right? Like sometimes, some you listen to something and it's like right away you're like, boom, you're in. This one, it was, I don't know, like the riffs weren't as powerful as some of the previous releases, right? I mean, yeah, like Halloween's, prior to the Pumpkins United that they did, they had God Given's Right, where Andy Darris was the vocalist at the time, and it seems like that one, the riffs were really heavy, and but yeah, after listening to a couple, it's good. I mean, they stick in your head, and you're like, dude, I'm gonna go back and listen to that track because it's freaking awesome. So
yeah, and true or false, when they play the House of Blues, which is owned by Disney, they have to call themselves Heckaween.
yes, they do.
False.
They will be banned. They will never play there again.
Yeah.
Ever again.
I remember Machine Head was told they couldn't play at one in Orlando or something because they're a heavy metal Satan band or something.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Satan,
Yes.
We've sometimes talked about movies and shit. I would love just to have a separate podcast talking about movies. But anyway, um, uh, Netflix, they just finished the 3-week series of the Fear Street series on Netflix. So it was like 3 separate movies, and they were all connected from like different eras, different years. So like 1994, 1978, and then 1966. It was awesome. It was a great horror. It was weird because I went into it thinking, because it was like the who's the Goosebumps like author?
R.L. Stein.
R.L. Stein. So this is based on an R.L. Stein series. So I went into this thinking, this might be for kids or something.
Mhm.
It is not fucking for kids. Dude, I mean, it is bloody, it is gory, it
Nice.
is F-bombing, it's lesbian sex. It's, I mean, you name it. But anyway,
Yeah,
so if
I
you're
did,
into horror movies, I thought as far as Netflix goes, it was a pretty good trilogy. I liked it.
and I did watch Deathgasm a few weeks ago.
Yes, nice.
That was hilariously awful.
Yeah, right?
I would watch it again.
Absolutely.
That was great.
That's awesome. Bro, we're coming up on an hour, bro.
Nice. Where did it go?
Yeah, where did it go? Dude, I want to thank everybody for listening. Really do appreciate it. I know I was checking out some stats. We got listeners in fucking Germany. We got, I mean, dude, it's awesome. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks for continuing to listen. We really do encourage you. Please go leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It really would help us to kind of move up in the ranks. So we absolutely would love you to do that. You can always reach out to us. You can get all of our contact information at thrashreport.com, and you can send us an email at thrashreport@gmail.com. And Jim, it was a fun night. Thank you everybody for following along, listening live. We got Mudcat in there.
Yeah,
We got
David, Bill, John.
Yep, and it
True.
looks like Bill just joined. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's called Sody Pop.
Yeah. Unless you're in
Let's
Georgia,
see.
it's cola. Everything's cola.
And Mudcat says, "No, not disturbed."
Yeah.
It's all good,
Yeah.
man.
So thanks everybody for playing along. We'll be back hopefully next week.
Right on. And we're gonna keep jamming. It'll be fun time. So thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next time on the Thrash Report. See ya.
Hug your mother. She missed